I've done several posts now about why women should not entertain men who feel entitled to your finances or don't believe that they should work. And I want to do another post now because I have a person who has responded to me, and I want to give you an example of how a person can be irrational in their argument about why, a woman should support them. Two, about how they weaponize your own blackness or whatever your culture is, whatever woman, whatever culture you come from, and how that can be weaponized against you. How people can be manipulative and aggressive in their argument. Just 1 second, and I want to use this post as an example. And hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. This commenter says, and this is Third Eye Collection, it's not that simple in America where they design a system to destroy the black male. One, if the man can't be the provider and the woman have to become the provider, your race as a whole has already collapsed. Two, this is another separate statement. Black males have invented 95% of everything in this world. Three, this is a totally different topic altogether. Four, since that's how y'all want it, men should stop taking care of women that don't work and the kids she brought up into the relationship. Four, now we're getting nasty. Five, some women are so nasty looking, they have to take care of the man in order to keep a man. Rah! So that's now all gloves are off, and now we've gotten into full-blown aggressiveness, all within this short span of a statement. And I want to use, I don't know this commenter, I don't have any personal relationship with this commenter, but this is why I tell you, you do not want to entertain someone who does not work and who feels entitled to your finances. First of all, it's not that simple. So there's the first statement is the elicitation of sympathy by weaponization of culture. There is a design in America to destroy the black male. Okay, all right. You can make some points to maybe support that pipeline to prison and things like that. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. We're talking about being in a relationship. We're talking about being in a marriage and a partnership where a man needs to work. So if you're leading with, to me, anybody who's leading with the eliciting sympathy, they're already up on game. They're already starting with manipulation. It's manipulation 101. For anybody who watches me, if we're having a conversation and that person certainly turns it around and wants to elicit sympathy, and get you to lower your defenses and feel sorry for and get ready for any type of bullshit excuse they're getting ready to use. That's manipulation 101. And I'm not going to say that statement in and of itself is false. What I'm saying is that statement doesn't have any place in this particular conversation. Two, if the man can't be a provider and the woman has to become a provider, your race as a whole is doomed. I don't even know what we're talking about here. Everybody, no matter what your race is, in the United States, in many other countries, a lot of women and men have to work. So I don't even know where we're going with that. Number three, when we're talking about black men who are inventing, inventors had jobs. A lot of inventors worked in labs and things like that. But even then, an invention is a motivation to accomplish. That is an ambition. That is thinking ahead of the future. I'm going to protect my stuff. I'm going to simplify things and try to earn a profit. And most people who were doing that had jobs on top of that. So again, that doesn't make sense. So anybody who's watching me, you could see where this commenter is literally spiraling and circling the drain, trying to come up with something to combat. So when someone is spiraling and circling the drain, in my opinion, that means that there's a defense mechanism that's coming up. And because we don't have anything logical to bring to the discussion at hand, that's when, and number one, when we don't have anything logical. Number two, if shame is ever, if a person feels shame about it, about something that you said or about something that they're trying to say to combat at you, shame because of an ego can quickly turn into anger. And that's where it gets dangerous for women out there, anybody who watches me. Then we go to the attack. If that's how y'all want it, then men should stop taking care of women and kids. First of all, men and women are not the same. Marriage and dating are things that you are not entitled to. They are a privilege that is earned. Marriage is never designed for people that couldn't afford it. In any other country or any other species, males have to woo women. You have to show that you're able to provide. And so if this person is attempting to level the playing field and then attack women and children that you brought into the relationship. So this is a direct attack on, single mothers or mothers with children that this person chose to date. And now, then last, we're moving on to how nasty looking a woman is, you're nasty, you're ugly, so this is now with all gloves are off. And now we're going to a low hanging fruit, which is attacking a woman's looks and, keeping a man and all this other misogyny, misogynoir, whatever you want to call it. So, this is meant to be no disrespect to this commenter, but this is meant to, you want to take a serious look at what your argument is and why you're choosing to bring that kind of argument to a conversation. And, just with a simple conversation, there can be a derailing. So women, you want to be careful with that. And I will scream it until the day that there's no breath left in my body. This stuff is serious. This stuff can be life or death and threatening. But a person knows when they approach you what type of time they need to be on, but they're leading with that. I'm going to disarm you. I'm going to make you feel bad for having expectations. I'm going to try to make you feel bad and gain more sympathy from me. And when sympathy does not work, I am going to try to present some random facts. So I'm going to distract you and have an entirely different conversation altogether. If that doesn't work and I start to feel away in the middle of my conversation, I'm going to attack you and say that you are inconvenienced. Nobody wants you because you brought kids, because you're ugly, you're fat, you're this, you're that. You should be happy that a man looks in your direction. And it's very immature. It's emotionally immature. And this is why you don't want to entertain conversations or people who bring stuff like this to you. And I've worked with men who've had thinking like this. I have worked with these types of men in jail. In prison, in private practice. So I've worked with men who have this type of thinking process, who feels like they are owed something and they are entitled. And when they don't get it, the first thing they're going to do is they are going to lash out. And so we work on that impulse control, that thought process behind the entitlement and feeling like women owe you something, and anger issues towards women, and also lack of a father figure or a poor representation of a father figure, because this is where fathers come in to teach you how to treat a woman, to teach you proper courtship, and to teach you how to be prepared to be married in a relationship or to be a father. So this is where this is a good example. And so I want you guys to be on the alert when it comes to stuff like this.